Hello there, Marguerita here with another EFT tapping video for you, and this is all about clearing out the fears, doubts, blocks and limiting beliefs that you have adopted from the conscious collective. Why do so many people struggle financially? It's because for thousands of years we have taken on these dysfunctional programs in our subconscious that keep us stuck financially. And this has been perpetuated over and over and over. And meanwhile, there are a handful of people who have really great programming around money, wealth, abundance, their self-worth. That's a big part of the equation, by the way. Your self-worth, your self-belief, your self-confidence, and self-love are four key things that have a massive impact on your results. Now, this has kind of served the powers that be, the ones that really control the world, because as long as we are at the mercy of our dysfunctional programming around money, wealth, and abundance, we're kind of in a state of disempowerment, because whether we like it or not, money does have a massive impact on the results and the kind of life that we get to live. Because, you know, this currency is literally the thing that we use to buy the nice stuff, to have the nice experiences, to be able to take agency over our life. And we've got all this emotional baggage. It's highly emotionally charged money, isn't it? I mean, you can't deny that there is all this emotional BS, belief systems, crap, that is a part of our brain wiring around money. And this is what controls our outcomes. This is what dictates our financial and money relationship. So if you want to change your financial results, you can't do that without changing your relationship with money, without changing the programs that you have around money. And I'll come back to this conscious collective programming that we have, which has been handed down from family to generation to generation to generation. Why do you think the royalty have until recently always dictated that you married within the family? Because they didn't want any crap programming. They didn't want any crap belief systems or around money, around power creeping into the lineage, because that could absolutely destroy the future of the royal line. So there's all this emotional stuff, and it all comes back to frequency, energy, and vibration at the end of the day. Everything is frequency, energy, and vibration. Your beliefs, your feelings, your emotions, energy, frequency, and vibration. So I've got quite a long tapping sequence that I'm going to do with you today. So I want you to stick with me. And this is why I love tapping so much, because it has the ability to transform this, to rewire your brain within minutes through a very, very simple and powerful technique. So I want you to commit from this point forward to tap every day. Every day. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but every day, just do some tapping. And if you feel like there is resistance to the tapping, then this comes back to some fear, a fear of change, a fear around failure, a fear around success, a fear of negative consequences for going for your dreams. But that fear is the block. Okay, and if you notice that resistance, because if you release all resistance to your dreams and there's nothing in the way of you achieving your dreams, then guess what happens? You achieve them. You attract all the circumstances, all the knowledge, all the people, everything, all the opportunities and possibilities. You attract them all to you when there's no resistance, because whatever it is that you have said that you desire, then you have already called it in. It's already somewhere in your field. But if you're not allowing it in, then it's because you have this resistance to allowing it in. And the resistance is the fear, the doubts, the blocks, the limiting beliefs, the dysfunctional programming that we have adopted and has been wired into our brain. As you know, as I keep saying, this is a transmission center. we are these energetic beings. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And every energetic transmission that we send out is a signal to source, to the universe, either subconscious or conscious. And your subconscious determines 92 to 96% of your results. So if you're not doing the work, if you're not doing the tapping, then how on earth are you ever going to change and transform your life? If you want your life to transform, if you want your results to change, then what has to change? It's not the action that you take. Well, it is ultimately. But you can take all the action in the world from a disempowered state, from a state of fear and lack and scarcity. Because remember, it is your lack and scarcity consciousness that is determining you having lack and scarcity in your life. That is law. If you have an abundance and prosperity consciousness, you will experience abundance, wealth, and prosperity. It's law. So by changing your lack and scarcity consciousness and adopting a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness, your results will change. But what also changes is the action that you take, is how you show up, is the opportunities that you see coming toward you. The opportunities are always there. They always have been. It's just that you haven't seen them. You're not aware of them. Or you've decided that you don't have enough resources to take advantage of them. And remember, it's not your resources, it's your resourcefulness that is the key to you unlocking the power within you and the wealth and the abundance that is already a part of your field. You were born wealthy and abundant. The universe is infinite wealth and infinite abundance. You are an extension of that source energy. So you must be abundant and wealthy and prosperous. Because the universe doesn't understand lack and scarcity. Lack and scarcity is your construct of your mind. The universe, it's an aberration. Lack and scarcity is an aberration to source, to universe, to nature in general. Everything is abundance. You are abundance. But you've adopted programs and limiting beliefs and dysfunctional subconscious programming that is causing you to experience lack and scarcity in your life because you have a lack and scarcity consciousness. Now, the thing about the collective consciousness is that because we are all connected in this energetic field, then if there is a dominant belief and a dominant set of beliefs, and we are constantly and continually exposed to that dominant set of beliefs because of the people that we hang around with, because of the media that we're exposed to, because of the experiences that we continue to have, because each experience just reinforces our old programming. So if you continue to experience lack and scarcity, it's just reinforcing and proving your old programming. So with the collective consciousness, it is important that you actually separate yourself from that collective consciousness. If you want different results, you've got to withdraw from the collective consciousness, also known as the quantum field, okay? And you need to adopt a new set of beliefs. So the tapping today is all about actually disconnecting from the collective consciousness of lack and scarcity. Does that sound good or what? Because when you disconnect from that collective consciousness, that means you get to create the freedom and abundance and prosperity. And the more people who generate this abundance, wealth, and prosperity consciousness, the bigger that field grows, the bigger that quantum field, that collective consciousness grows. And if that is the dominant collective consciousness, guess what? More and more and more people get drawn into this consciousness of wealth, abundance, and prosperity. And the more people, the more good people who have this wealth, abundance, and prosperity, the more we create a world of wealth, abundance, and prosperity. This is why it's important that you attend to your personal programming and around wealth, abundance, and prosperity, because your programming influences the collective consciousness. So, it's not selfish, it's actually selfless, because as you shift, you help the world to shift. Now, that is one of the most important tasks that I think all of us have. Don't you? Okay, so we're going to get into the tapping now, and I want you to start by tapping on the side of the hand and repeat after me. Even though I have this dysfunctional programming with fears, doubts, and blocks that are stopping me from achieving the wealth, freedom, and abundance I desire, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept who I am and how I feel right now. Even though I have these limiting beliefs that are stopping me from realizing prosperity, wealth, and abundance, I deeply and completely love all of me. And I'm ready to release those programs now. Even though I have these fears, doubts, and blocks that have been stopping me for so long, realizing the wealth, freedom, and abundance that I truly desire, I love and accept all of me, and I am ready to leave these programs, fears, doubts, and blocks behind for good. All right, tapping through the points, starting with the inside of the eye. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all programming, fears, and doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs around money, wealth, and abundance that I have adopted from the collective consciousness. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all programs, fears, and doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs around money, wealth, and abundance from the collective consciousness. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all fears, doubts, blocks, limiting beliefs, and dysfunctional programming around money, wealth, and abundance that I have adopted from the collective consciousness. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all lack and scarcity programming that I have taken on from the collective consciousness. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all programming, fears, and doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs about money, wealth, and abundance that I have adopted from the collective consciousness. I destroy, uncreate, and delete my lack and scarcity consciousness. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all limiting beliefs, fears, and doubts, blocks, and programs around money, wealth, and abundance that I have adopted from the collective consciousness. I disconnect my frequency and vibration from the lack and scarcity consciousness of the collective. I disconnect from the lack and scarcity consciousness of humanity. I disconnect from all consciousness of lack and scarcity. As I create a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness, I help to build a new consciousness for humanity. As I connect with a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness, and I shift my frequency and vibration, I know my financial results will change. And as I change my financial results, I get to help others to change theirs. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all connection to lack and scarcity consciousness. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all limiting beliefs, fears, and doubts, programming and blocks around money, wealth, and abundance from the collective consciousness. I disentangle myself from the lack and scarcity consciousness. I disconnect from lack and scarcity. And I connect to wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness. I shift into a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness. I shift out of lack and scarcity consciousness. I shift into wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness. I know that I was born abundant. I know that I am an abundant being. Now I allow that knowing to live through me as I transform my consciousness, my frequency and vibration, and I shift into a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness. Deep breath. Let it out. Deep breath. And release it. How good does that feel? This is such a powerful practice. And you know, when you are in that wealth and abundance and prosperity frequency, vibration, and consciousness, your whole life will start to transform. Things will show up differently. Money will come to you from different places that you never anticipated or expected. Opportunities will show up, and it's up to you to then take action on those opportunities. Make sure that they are in alignment with who you truly are, that they resonate deeply with you, that they are in alignment with your values, your core values, with your mission, your purpose. And if you are really ready to go all in and capitalize on this wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness, then I encourage you and invite you to build a business that feeds your soul, because entrepreneurship is one of the most powerful ways to really bring in that abundance, take control over your financial future. And then if you build a business that has limitless income potential, then there are literally no limits on the amount of abundance and financial freedom that you can create in your life. This is why I've created a free PDF. It is the Soul Aligned Business Blueprint to put you on the right track. Whether you're an entrepreneur already or you have this little spark within you that wants to become an entrepreneur and build a business that feeds your soul, then all you need to do is type blueprint in the comments below, and I will send you the link to download this Soul Aligned Business Blueprint, this step-by-step guide to get you on the right track, get you in the right frequency and vibration. And whatever you do, keep tapping. This is by far one of the most powerful techniques that you have access to, and it's so simple. So keep really focusing on building that wealth, abundance, and frequency consciousness. Notice that if you in the future, because this doesn't happen overnight. It's not like from this point forward, you will probably notice subtle differences. But it's not like you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They're like, well, I've been doing all this tapping and nothing's happening. But they say this all the time. And this just reinforces the belief that, it doesn't work. It just reinforces the lack and scarcity consciousness. There is a lag time. Relax, allow, lean in, let go. Pay attention to the little subtle changes of prosperity and abundance. Pay attention to how different you feel after doing a tapping like this. And you know that I have given you access to dozens and dozens of tapping videos, and it's in the Wealth Consciousness Movement. If you're not in there, this is a library of so many tapping videos that you can use to transform your mindset. And it's all free. Like, all of this is available to you to transform your mindset and your life. If you want to take control of your financial future, you've got to take control over your mindset. And when you are in that elevated frequency and vibration, in that consciousness of wealth and abundance, then you will act differently, you will show up differently, your results will be different. I want so much for you. I want so much for the world. I'm on Team Humanity here, and I am really passionate about helping as many people as possible to build wealth, because I know that the more people like you, the people with big hearts who want to make a big difference in the world, who have this wealth and prosperity, the more we get to create the life that we have always desired, of peace and prosperity and love and kindness and compassion. Yes, it's possible. Never ever stop dreaming. Never ever stop striving. And the work that you do, the internal work, is what will transform your entire life. Your internal world will determine and dictate what you see in your external world. And that's beautiful. That's powerful, because that means you have complete, total power and control over your future creation of your life. One last thing. This is a holographic projection. It is your focus, your frequency and vibration, your resonance that creates your life moment by moment by moment. It is what you focus on. It is your energy that you bring to the dream that you desire. That is what creates worlds. You are an infinitely powerful creative being with infinite power and potential. When you recognize that, you will be unstoppable at creating more than you ever imagined possible. So remember, type blueprint if you want that Soul Aligned Business Blueprint in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you in another tapping video very soon, and keep tapping. Until next time, ciao for now.